Live from News Channel 8, your News at 10 starts now.
We begin with breaking news tonight. Tulsa police are investigating a shooting in South Tulsa. This is a live look at the scene right now near 61st and Peoria. Police say a man and a woman were shot. Officers say at this point they do have one suspect in custody who was also injured.
They called in for medical attention, and we found out that they were related to this, and so now they're being detained and going to be questioned down at for interviews.
Police say the male victim is in critical condition and the woman is unstable. Authorities are still working to learn a motive behind the shooting.
From the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast, certified as Tulsa's most accurate weather.
The cold front we've been tracking finally moving its way across green country, and you can see some showers and storms got ignited across our southeastern counties. Dry here in Tulsa, but off to the southeast, this is where there's a little more moisture, some of that instability for that cold front to tap into, and those showers and storms are getting going. Nothing severe in our viewing area right now, but you can see as you work your way a little bit farther south, we are seeing some of those stronger storms. It looks like Poto saw a little bit of rain on the south and east side, but that has since pushed off into Arkansas, and we are eventually going to be in the all clear once this activity moves a little bit farther east. Temperatures before that cold front moved in, pretty warm this afternoon, 73, which is actually a new daily record high temperature. So this is the warmest, or ties the warmest that we've ever gotten on December 8th. That previous set back in 1966 and 1961. That low pretty mild as well, 59 degrees. If you have any plans late tonight, temperatures will continue to fall into the 40s. The wind making it feel a little bit cooler, so you probably want that light long sleeve before you step outside. We're currently sitting at 52, west wind at 9 miles per hour. I'll have a closer look at that weekend forecast and that Christmas parade forecast coming up.
And speaking of the Christmas parade, tomorrow marks the 97th annual Tulsa Christmas Parade. And with just over 100 entries, it is one of the country's largest. News Channel 8's Bert Mumler reports on some of the folks behind the floats you'll see tomorrow. Bert.
Brenna, the Tulsa Indian Club, Food on the Move, and American Waste Control, all working hard to wish you a Merry Christmas. Festive is not the first thing that comes to mind when you visit the Tulsa Indoor Dump on North Peoria. But within very close proximity to all that trash is a Tulsa treasure.
You never know. There's a dump right next door.
Well, true. True.
Wayne McCoy is one of the chief elves behind the magic of the Tulsa Christmas Parade.
We like to store all of our floats year-round here.
For 364 days a year, they sit here waiting with anticipation, with Wayne occasionally firing up the V6 engine that powers the train, and the reindeer float.
That's the Santa float, and it's got a V8 Cadillac under it.
Santa rides in style.
Exactly. And he's got to be able to have enough power to go wherever he needs to go.
Meanwhile, powered by hypnotic drumming is the float of the Tulsa Indian Club.
Our float consists of a drum with some singers.
This is the 12th year of their participation, which puts on a display of both cultural sights,
just to show that our people are still here, we're still keeping our traditions alive,
and cultural sounds.
The beautiful part of it is when we hit through the taller buildings and you hear the echo.
Another sound you'll hear during the parade?
This is our DJ sleigh.
The Food on the Move float will feature music in keeping with its history and the distribution of some 4,000 cutie oranges.
And we'll be handing those out instead of candy because our mission is to get more fresh produce in people's hands.
The 97th annual Tulsa Christmas Parade.
With me, it's all about the kids and the enjoyment.
Taking over downtown for another year of fun.
Excited to see everyone tomorrow.
The parade starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. For a map of the route, visit this story on our website. Bert Mumler, News Channel 8.
As the war in the Middle East continues and anti-Semitism attacks in the U.S. grow, Tulsa's Jewish community is offering some light during a dark time. The 8-day Hanukkah celebration, known as the Festival of Lights, started yesterday evening at the Tulsa County Courthouse. Over 100 attendees turned out to support.
Many people came over, well over 100 people showed up, and that's a very strong statement The very fact that it was in front of the county building tells us that the government is behind us and that they are providing security and whatever we need in order to make that happen.
The last day of the 8-day holiday will be next Friday. The Tulsa Police Department says a man was killed early this morning while trying to help direct traffic after a crash. It started as a bad car accident in North Tulsa. Shortly after the original call, it was updated to include that a man had been hit by a car at the scene. Police say that a Good Samaritan walked out into the road to help, but was hit by a different vehicle unrelated to the original crash. He later died in the hospital. $24 million from opioid settlements is starting to make its way back into green country communities. It's through a grant program led by the Opioid Abandonment Board. The funds will go towards rehabilitation programs and educational training. The board received 250 letters of intent from counties, municipalities, and school districts across the state.
And we've been sitting on this money for a long time. And I can't explain why previous attorneys general have been unwilling or refused to deploy it, but I want the money in the hands of the municipalities to make a difference to Oklahoma.
Attorney General Gettner Drummond expects those funds to start being handed out in 2024. Questions are being raised about the sustainability of the state's school choice program. It comes after the Oklahoma Tax Commission received more than 30,000 applications within the first 90 minutes of launching on Wednesday. The OTC says they can approve up to $150 million in tax credits for the program, but the amount of applications has some lawmakers wondering if it's even going to work. Here's David Chasnoff.
I don't think anybody really knows what this program's all about and how much it's ultimately going to cost the state, and that is a huge problem.
Oklahoma's school choice program decides how many tax credits a student will get. The amount depends on their household income. For example, $7,500 is the most a family could receive from the state. Those who qualify make no more than $75,000 a year. The amount of money in tax credits drops the more a household makes. So if an applying family earns more than $250,000 annually, they're eligible for $5,000. The program will prioritize families that earn less than $150,000 if they submit an application before February 1st. So let's just say all 30,000 applicants had the highest income bracket. Well, that wouldn't be good news for anyone else who wants to apply, because $30,000 times $5,000 is already at the limit for this program, which is $150 million.
Well, it's going to hit the cap. Absolutely, it's going to hit the cap.
Lawmaker Jacob Rosecrans says he has doubts about how accessible those tax credits are going to be and wonders who applied for this program.
Are those parents of kids that are already in private schools? Did they need this? Or is this just something they're taking advantage of? Because who wouldn't?
Jacob Oren tells Fox 25 that Merit is, quote, still going through the tens of thousands of applications and expect to have a clearer picture and numbers next week. Rosecrans says we might not be as satisfied with the data.
It may not be the people that they say that they are wanting to have a first shot at this tax credit.
Oren still encourages taxpayers to apply for the program and reminds people that credits are first come, first serve. With how much information is available at this time, Rosecrans has many questions.
What does that mean? Does that mean that we're going to see legislation even in 2024 to extend the cap, to cost the state even more money than we did before? Because usually that's what we see.
David Chasnoff, NewsChannel 8.
David reached out to lawmakers Adam Pugh and Rhonda Baker, but they were not available to comment. Still to come, sounding the alarm about pediatric care and the alarming impact on critically ill kids. Tonight, increased risk for kids when hospital emergency rooms are not pediatric ready. Our national investigative correspondent, Angie Moreski, is digging into research that shows where you go to get care for a critically ill child could be the difference between life and death.
When your child has an emergency, getting care fast is essential. But many parents don't realize the ER they go to might not be prepared to care for kids.
The majority of hospitals see fewer than 10 children per day in the emergency department, and that makes it extremely difficult to be able to maintain your pediatric skills.
Does that put children at higher risk if you're not experienced in treating children?
Absolutely.
Dr. Kate Remick is co-director of the National Pediatric Readiness Project, which evaluates emergency departments nationwide. In the latest survey, the median score was just 69 out of 100 for nearly 4,000 hospitals that responded, with a score above 83 considered high readiness.
There needs to be a deliberate focus on pediatric care. Otherwise, there's a potential to misstep.
Once they're done, then I'll come back up, okay?
Yolanda Lewis knows all too well what can go wrong when an emergency room is unprepared to care for a child.
Basically, they asked me what sickle cell was. They wasn't informed or they wasn't educated on it.
3 of her 5 kids have sickle cell disease, a blood disorder that can cause seizures and strokes and requires regular blood transfusions. The family now travels an hour and a half every month from their home in Gary, Indiana, to Beacon Children's Hospital in South Bend to get the specialized care they need. But that's not always possible in an emergency. When Marvin, now 15, was little, they had a terrible scare.
I took him to the hospital close by. Nothing was wrong, they said.
Something was wrong, but the hospital discharged Marvin until Yolanda called their pediatric specialist for help.
They called back up to the hospital, and they told me to take him back now. Every time I take my kids to the emergency room, I risk the fear of them not knowing what to do.
This 2019 study of hospitals nationwide, published by the American Academy of Pediatrics, found a critically ill child was 4 times more likely to die when admitted to an emergency department that is not pediatric ready.
If an ER is not pediatric ready, more children die.
It's absolutely true, yeah.
Dr. Kate Dukevich is the medical director at Beacon Children's Hospital, where Yolanda's kids are now treated. One of the few hospitals in northern Indiana providing pediatric specialty care.
There are not very many beds for kids, and we have seen that get a lot worse in the last several years.
According to the Pediatric Readiness Project, only about half of children nationwide have access to an emergency department that is pediatric ready.
Our emergency care systems were not designed with children in mind.
Remick says more training and planning are needed because caring for kids is not the same as caring for adults.
All right, you ready?
With fewer pediatric units open, the hope is necessity will drive progress at community hospitals for the sake of families like the Lewises.
What is your greatest worry?
My greatest worry is that they won't get the care they need.
The Pediatric Readiness Project estimates that if all emergency departments in the U.S. were pediatric ready, we could save as many as 1,400 children's lives a year. For Spotlight on America, I'm Angie Moreski.
Chris is taking a look at some colder temperatures, but first, here's a word from our sponsor.
It's easy to slay the holidays in a luxurious new Lexus from River Spirit Casino Resort. Now you can experience the magic of the season like never before. Simply play and earn entries daily with your Connect card, and you could dash away in a Lexus LS on New Year's Eve. The more you play, the more chances to start the new year in a new ride. Don't miss your chance to slay the holidays in style. Your luxurious Lexus awaits only at River Spirit Casino Resort. From the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast, certified as Tulsa's most accurate weather.
It's easy to spot the cold front. Get a look at this. So back behind that cold front, temperatures right now 10, 15 degrees cooler than the same time yesterday. Out ahead of it, if it could be any warmer than what we saw yesterday, yeah, it is. Our far southeastern county is about 3 to 6 degrees warmer, but everybody going to see the cooler temperatures within the next hour. That cold front continuing to work its way south and east out of Green Country, and showers and storms finally got going around 8 p.m. in our southeastern counties along that cold front. We were dry as expected here in Tulsa, but notice some of those showers and storms Look at that. Yeah, pretty impressive, especially just to the south of our viewing area. McCurtain County did see a severe thunderstorm warning, large hail, damaging winds, but no severe thunderstorm warnings for our area. And this activity is going to continue to work its way into Arkansas and down toward the Arklatex. So we are in the all clear as that colder air continues to filter in. Now, the areas that saw some of the rain, pretty impressive from the east side of Wilburton, south of Stigler, Podo, 10th to 1/4 of an inch. Wish we could have backed that up a little bit more, but we will have to wait to see what we get later on down the road. So the temperatures before that cold front moved in pretty warm this afternoon. The normal high is in the low 50s. We were 20 degrees above that. And in fact, today is a record high temperature for December 8th. So the previous record was 73, set back in 1966 and 1991. And today we tied that. So a really unusually warm day. It was pretty sticky as well with those dew points getting well into the 50s. They're now starting to come down though. West wind behind that cold front, we've fallen down to 52 degrees. So we've seen a 21-degree temperature drop here in Tulsa, and those temperatures are going to continue to fall not only here in the metro, but area wide as that cold front continues to work its way toward the south and east. 40s for our far western counties, the low 50s around the metro, still holding on to the 60s in southeastern Oklahoma. But again, everybody going to see that cooler air starting to move in. And by tomorrow morning, I want you to look at the wind chills across the area. We're going to have wind chills in the 20s, upper 20s for the far northwestern sections, upper 30s here in Tulsa, low 40s to the southeast. A cloudy start to the day too, but dry. I want to fast forward this and pause it at 11. That's when we have the Christmas parade in Tulsa. Wind chills in the low 30s, mostly cloudy, dry. That's important. Could there be a couple sprinkles tomorrow? Yes, that's a low wind chance. I think we actually end up with mostly sunny skies by the afternoon, but it's going to be pretty cool. And by Sunday morning, I want you to get a look at this. Wind chills in the upper teens and lower 20s area wide. So it's going to be a really cold start to the day for our Sunday. A snapshot of tomorrow at the parade again, 11 a.m. Come see me and Brenna out there. 49 degrees. Wind chills, though, in the low 40s. We do get up to 52 by 1 p.m., but it's going to feel like the upper 40s at that point with those north winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, chilly tomorrow morning, upper 30s, lower 40s. Highs will be about 20 degrees cooler tomorrow compared to what we saw today. This is actually where we should be this time of the year, but because it's been so warm over the past 48 hours, it's going to kind of feel chilly out there. Even cooler for our Sunday. Upper 20s for lows, around 50 for that high. If you like milder weather, well, we bounce back into the mid to upper 50s for your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we have another system moving next weekend. That'll drop those highs down into the lower 50s with a chance for maybe a couple of showers on Saturday. Still fine-tuning that forecast, still over a week out, so we'll continue to update that forecast. But tomorrow, looking pretty good and very fitting weather for the Christmas parade.
Hopefully you'll come see us.
Yeah, you guys will have fun doing that, no doubt about it. Okay, college football time. Big news for both Cowboys and Sooner fans. Something that'll make them all smile. We'll start with Ollie Gordon next.
Now, the News Channel 8 sports team. Coming to you from the Gateway Sports Desk.
Well, we've talked all season about the performance of Ollie Gordon. Despite being basically unused the first 3 weeks of the season, the Cowboy tailback finishing the year leading the country in just about every major category. Tonight, he got the recognition he deserved. Gordon winning the Doak Walker Award given to the top tailback in the country. Gordon leading the country in rushing yards, total yards, 100-yard rushing games, and is second in TDs. Again, all despite getting just 19 carries the first 3 games of the year.
Staying committed, it was an easy thing, you know. You got to stay a team player, honestly. You know, we were playing good as a team, so I didn't care about the reps or anything. Just being a team guy, and then whenever everything started clicking for us, you know, it got better and we were good.
Gordon's the first tailback in Oklahoma State history to win the Doak Walker. Pretty crazy thing. And we mentioned big news for Sooner fans tonight. Star defensive back Billy Bowman announcing on social media that he'll return to Norman for his senior season. Bowman picking off 6 passes this year, good for second nationally, returning 3 of those for touchdowns. That is the most in the country. Bowman's decision coming after reports that linebacker Danny Stutzman is going to be heading to the NFL draft. All right, all basketball after the break. Our first look at high school hoops, plus a thriller with the Thunder and Warriors next. All right, high school hoops time. This is the Bishop Kelly Invitational. Broken Arrow taking on Edison. Eagles, they were flying early. Jeremiah Johnson with the steal. That'll be a theme. all the way to the other end with the lay-in there. And this is pretty much how the first quarter went. Here's Corbin Dow gonna get a deflection. Maurice Jackson would end up recovering it for the Eagles, and then Dow gets another tip. Ace Clemson with a steal. There's just, you know what? This is just how the first quarter went, folks. Here's the score we have, because it's not on social media. 12-6 BA in the second quarter. We know it's past that. That's just the latest score that we have. All right, on the girls' side, host Bishop Kelly taking on Sand Springs. Julia Grissaf driving to the lane, gets the hoop and the harm, the and one there. There's Sandice. Corey Wilson splitting two. Nice move there. Gets to land herself. Now we're going back to the BK side. Ann Blankenship, little drive, pivot there, nice. Elbow jumper goes for her. And then Corey Johnson this time on the assist to Yanni Morris, who's going to hit a three of her own. Sand Springs would go on to win. They advance to the finals of this tournament, winning 50-33. All right, now the NBA. Shayna Thunder hosting Steph and the Warriors for the fourth and final time already in 21 games. OKC battled back from a big first-half deficit, taking a late lead here. Jalen Williams, the alley-oop to Chet Holmgren. And we went to OT. Curry made a late three. Holmgren tied it up with 3 free throws. This in the extra frame. Shea driving. Chet knocked down from the corner. He had 21. SJ 38, game high. Thunder win a fun one in OT, or 138 to 136. You like those outfits that they're walking in with? Shea had like a giant puffer vest on.
Yeah.
I just don't think I could rock something like that.
They're all about the statement.
It's all about style.
Never say never.
Never. Oh, well, probably never.
We'll be right back. An extremely rare and questionably cute white alligator has been born, and biologists say that she was born with a condition called leucism, which means that she was essentially born without pigmentation. She's believed to be one of only 8 in the world.
Questionably? No, she is cute. No question about it.
It was in the script. I read it, and I agree with you. She's cute.
She's cute.
She's cute. She looks fake.
Cute, sure.
You don't say cute. We're coming for you.
Station mascot. Bring her here.
Sunday is a night of Disney